Skip! Buzzer YouTube, 6 Foot Hacks here. Happy you guys today! The semi-finals of the TBU. Now this is the team building video of that, and the actual match will be going up in about an hour or so from this video, maybe 2 hours, it depends, but it'll be the second upload for today. So today's going to be a pretty awesome day for those of you who are excited for this, so make sure to hammer arm that like button down below, guys, if you are excited to see the playoffs match for that. Really hoping that we can take a W and go to the finals. So yeah, let me know in the comment section below what you think about our matchup. We are of course, I can't speak because I'm so excited. We are of course facing Rizzy Pow, Rizzy Poo, Rizzy Doodoo, Rizzy Pow, the coach of the Phoenix Sunfloras. Now, in week 7, I'm not gonna lie, we got a little lucky with hacks, and Riz choked twice, and we're able to pull out the victory, and that's fine and dandy and all. But this is when it actually counts. This is when we can't lose, and this is a really tough matchup, just because Riz can potentially bring rain or not bring rain, which is kind of annoying. So gotta prep and play around that. So let's take a look at the first Pokemon that I will be bringing, and that is going to be Mismagius, aka Maria. Now from here I will show you guys what I'm expecting Riz to bring. I don't know why I do it like that. Maybe I should show you what I expect Riz to bring first. So I guess I can like highlight what I expect my opponent to bring. Maybe I'll try that out. I don't know. Anyways, definitely Tornadus, because oh my god, Tornadus is such a huge problem, dude. Tornadus is such a nuisance in this game. Definitely expect another defensive set like our first game, and I got a pretty cool way to handle this, as you guys will see. Snorlax, definitely expect that to come because I think it's pretty solid. It's got a pretty good matchup. He can definitely bring something like Choppleberry this time because we don't have Pyukumuku this time. Pyukumuku is on the bench, unfortunately, so I can definitely see him bringing Lax again. Uxie, I think, will definitely be coming just because we had a hard time with it game 1, and it still has a really good matchup just because it's hard for us to really beat without it doing too much in return, if you guys get what I'm saying. And then Nidoking literally just kind of drops me and our draft on our necks. So yeah, Nidoking is definitely coming, Uxie is definitely coming, Tornadus is definitely coming, Snorlax more or less, I expect that. Then the final two is kind of a toss-up. I expect Scizor and I expect Superior to maybe be coming. He could also bring the Rain Core of Politoed and Kingdra, which could be a little bit annoying and hard to handle. But then I guess at that point, not having to deal with Mega Scizor is also going to be really good. And then not having to deal with Superior is also kind of a relief, because that thing behind a sub at like +2 or 4 can be extremely terrifying late game. So I don't know if he's going to bring the Rain Core plus Scizor and Superior. That would be a little bit odd. Maybe he wouldn't bring Snorlax and I guess Uxie. Then Tornadus and Nidoking without Uxie and Snorlax would be very aggressive on his part, but this is more or less what I expect him to want to bring. So back to our team, we have here Maria the Mismagius. Now in our first matchup, this was our way to deal with Nidoking, and this is again our way to deal with Nidoking, because the idea is to come in with Mismagius on the Nidoking while he either maybe tries to go for rocks or goes for T-Spikes, or even if he goes for an offensive move, as long as it's not Shadow Ball, he's not going to 2-KO us. And even if he is Life Orbed, because he can 2-KO us, then we can either go for the Psychic as he stays in, or go Psychic and get off a huge hit, or Destiny Ball and take him down with us as he knocks us out with the Shadow Ball. I could also potentially predict a switch out and taunt or Will-O-Wisp, but more or less I expect them to try and get rid of my Mismagius, because in our first game he was perfectly fine with sacking off Nidoking to Mismagius. So I'm guessing he's gonna do that again this time, or at least that's what I'm kind of hoping happens. Even if that doesn't happen, I still have Destiny Bond to potentially take down Snorlax, which is going to be really awesome. So this is kind of a pseudo answer as well to the Snorlax, because I can taunt it, then Destiny Bond it, and force him to knock me out, or force him to switch in and out and take Stealth Rock's damage, or I can just status everything. So that's going to be pretty cool. Of course, enough speed to outspeed said Nidoking. And if he does want to bring a physical variant, that's why I have some defensive Vs. Also some defensive Vs to take hits from the Snorlax if it comes down to it. But yeah, Mismagius just here to deal with Nidoking and potentially the Snorlax. Also Scizor, I guess, kind of to an extent. Pangoro, I guess I could Destiny Bond as well. But yeah, moving on, we have probably the oh, sorry about that, probably the most awesome set that I am excited for myself, and that is Tego, however you want to pronounce it, Tego the Necrozma. And that is because he is rocking the Continental Crush. Now, the idea behind the set is, from game 1, he led Tornadus, because he probably expected me to lead with my Registeel, which could get up rocks turn 1, seeing as he didn't have a way of getting rid of hazards. So I'm expecting him to want to lead with Tornadus again, because Tornadus just has an amazingly matchup except for Jolteon, and I'm pretty sure he knows I'm not going to lead Jolteon because he can just lead Nidoking. So I'm hoping that he'll just lead Tornadus again, and then I'll lead Necrozma. And because he brought Taunt Tornadus before, he's going to taunt my Necrozma turn 1 to stop me from setting up, or from going for a potential Thunder Wave, or for going for Stealth Rocks, and then I go for the Continental Crush, even if he has max HP, as long as he's not the Rock Weakening Berry or running a lot of defensive Vs. This Tornadus is going to be straight O-code, which is awesome. That's kind of what I'm hoping will happen. If not, then maybe later on in the match I can catch it off guard and knock it out. If not, then Stone Edge I still think does like 80%, so after rocks I can knock it out, which is pretty awesome. Swords Dance is just in case he does want to bring Snorlax, so if he wants to bring the same Snorlax, I mean by Curselax, and that way I can set up alongside it, and then I'll be able to pressure it, because I'm pretty sure he's not going to bring Rest. He could bring Resto Chesto, that could be a little bit annoying actually, so may have to watch out for that. But more or less this is able to just pressure the Snorlax, so I can then knock it out with something else. Psycho Cut is there for stab, also does a lot of damage to the Nidoking. Unfortunately, we don't OHKO Nidoking, but we do 2 KO, which is good enough. Stone Edge, of course, it's just for Continental Crush. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Tego is hopefully going to get a surprise OHKO on the Tornadus turn 1. So moving on to Pokemon number 3, we have Juliet the Jolteon. Jolteon is so good in this matchup, because once Nidoking is gone, he has nothing for Jolteon except for Kingdra in the Rain, or I guess a Scarfer, now that I think about it. But gotta drink some water. Outside of those two options, I'm not really too concerned about what he has for my Jolteon. Originally I had Reflect over Thunder Wave, but I decided to change that because I feel like Thunder Wave is going to come in more handy. The idea was to Reflect in front of the Snorlax if I needed to break a substitute, or if I needed to bring in Jolteon to just get it Reflect, to maybe let something else set up like my Necrozma potentially, or if I needed something to take a hit in order for me to knock out the Snorlax if I couldn't pressure it with Thunderbolt, or if he was going to knock me out. But after thinking about it, I really had nothing for Superior, and as long as Superior is not behind a substitute, even if he's at +6, I can bring in Jolteon. If he's not in range to get knocked out by the HP Ice, I can just go for the Thunder Wave, cripple the Superior, and I highly doubt he's going to have the Heal Bell on the Uxie. So wasn't really too concerned about Heal Bell, so I thought Thunder Wave was a lot better than Reflect. So really hoping that comes in handy. Quick Feet over what's it called, Volt Absorb, because he has Electivire on the bench, and if he brings T-Spikes and if he does have a Scarfer, then I'll be able to outspeed his Scarfer because none of his mons are faster than my Jolteon, so that'll be kind of funny if that happens. Moving on, we have Lantonio the Landorus here, rocking a nice defensive set this time, and this set is pretty awesome. Now, in our first match, Z-Move Landorus could have just destroyed Riz after setting up, so I'm pretty sure he's going to prep around that, and he's going to ensure that I don't set up against him. So the good thing about that is that I can bring defensive Landorus here, and defensive Landorus is able to check the Snorlax and check the Mega Scizor, check the Pangoro as well, and it's able to knock out Kingdra outside of the rain, can do a lot of damage to the Politoed, and with Superpower can do a good chunk to the Snorlax even if he tries to curse up. Actually, if he only has one curse, I still do a good amount, but at that point I'm hoping he's not like rest or something. But obviously I'm going to scout out, but you guys get what I'm trying to say. Landorus can do a pretty good amount of damage in this matchup. I thought about maybe making this as fast, not as fast, but faster than Nidoking, but I don't really know if I want to lose that much bulk if it really comes down to it, so I'm fine with having a defensive set like this in this matchup. I'm able to 2 or 3 hit KO the Mega Scizor with HP Fire outside of rain, depending on his EV spread. And Earthquake is just there for stabbing. U-turn is nice for momentum, plus forms a nice little Volt Turn core between itself and Jolteon here. So moving on down the line, we have another U-turner for our Volt Switch Pokemon in Jolteon here, and that is Infernape. Infernape has another really good matchup in this game, and the awesome thing about him benching his Mimikyu is that we can just run Adamant Infernape and outspeed everything except for the Superior, which we don't outspeed anyways, and the Tornadus Therian, which we don't outspeed anyways, and Kingdra and Rain. So Adamant Infernape can definitely do a lot of work in this match. In game 1, I brought a defensive set that was suggested to me by my boy Matty Brawlick. Unfortunately, didn't really do all that well, so I think going the offensive route this time is definitely the better move. And I wanted to go Muscle Band, but I think in the end Expert Belt is probably going to be better, just because everything I'm going to hit is more or less going to be taking super effective damage. This also was Iron Fist Fire Punch, but I changed that to Blaze Flare Blitz because I really didn't want to lose the power from Flare Blitz to Fire Punch, so I think Flare Blitz is still going to be good as long as he doesn't bring the Rain Core. Even if he does, Infernape can still do a pretty decent amount of work in this matchup, and it also pressures Infernape, not Infernape, but yeah, Infernape pressures Infernape, obviously. No, but Infernape pressures the Snorlax, which is really awesome, and then I'm also definitely going to be outspeeding the Uxie, so really excited about that. So moving on down the line, we got actually no, hold on, do I outspeed max speed Tim and Uxie now that I think about it? I think I'm running enough speed to outspeed whatever speed he was running on his Uxie, or I definitely outspeed Uxie is basically what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, unless he's Scarfed. I don't outspeed Uxie, but I'm pretty sure he's not going to bring a Scarf Uxie. So last mon here is of course Bruno the Registeel. If you guys missed game number 7, then you do not know the tale of Bruno the God here. Oh my lord, go watch game number 7, guys. Bruno is an absolute monster. Oh my lord, I'm really hoping Bruno puts in a lot of work this game as well. So we got the exact same EV spread, except we are actually a plus depth nature as opposed to a plus defensive nature. Now, it's a little contradicting because I expect them to have superpower on Tornadus this time, which obviously you would think I would want to have a plus defense nature. But I also expect him to bring the Rain Core. Even if he doesn't, it's still going to be good to have a plus Spadef nature on the Registeel, because I'm pretty sure he's going to bring the Rain Core or he's going to bring Superior. Like one of those two I definitely think is going to come. If he brings them together, that could be a little bit annoying. But depending on how he plays them and how I play around them, then they shouldn't be too big of an issue. But he could definitely bring Superior and the Rain Core, but I more or less expect him to bring Superior or the Rain Core. And that means Registeel can deal with one of them or deal with both of them to kind of an extent, depending on how things go. So that's why I wanted a plus Spadef nature this time. So yeah, Superpower is going to hurt me a little bit more, but if I'm able to Thunder Wave the Tornadus, then that's going to be pretty awesome. Or if I can just Seismic Toss to get off some damage, is going to be pretty good as well. HP Fire, of course, is just for the Scizor. I think I 3-hit KO any variant as long as he's not in the rain and he's not max Spadef, max HP. Even then, I think it's just rolls, but I'm pretty sure I 3-hit KO any kind of variant of Mega Scizor. So hoping that doesn't have Superpower and that doesn't set up. So yeah, guys, that is going to be the semi-finals squad. Hold on, oops. Here we go. We got Maria the Mismagius, Tego the Necrozma, Juliet the Jolteon, Lantonio the Landorus, Guerrero the Infernape, and Bruno the Registeel. I'm pretty excited, guys. I'm super nervous. We have one hell of a matchup for our semi-finals game, and I'm nervous, excited, and I really hope that we can pull out a W. Make sure to hammer arm that like button, guys. Show off your support for the Durham Druddigons. The actual match will be going up in about an hour or two, depending on when I get these videos up on Saturday. So yeah, guys, check out the actual match, and I will see you guys then. There's also 2 videos on the end screen that you can watch if you haven't seen, to kind of hold you off until the actual game is uploaded. So yeah, a little hint, wink there. So I'm out of here, guys. Later, everybody.
Cause my brain and heart are both tied in a knot, and this hinders me from crying a lot. This causing me to show no emotion. But when I said I cared, I wasn't joking. But I guess it's too late for me to become broken. For now, I'm living with no more pain, tears, or hoping. I'm just coasting. Yeah, I said I'm coasting. No more pain, tears, and hoping. For real.